It is fucking chilly this morning. It's supposed to be 71 fucking degrees this afternoon. God damn it, this weather's confusing as shit. What is up, YouTube? What is up, Flo? What's up, bear? Fucking buddy else. My name is Rookzer. How are you guys doing? Because you guys are awesome. So I want to talk about poker runs. Poker runs. If you don't know what a poker run is, don't feel bad. They're not really all that fun. Essentially, it's a bunch of cruisers that get together. Actually, a bunch of motorcycles, but mostly it's cruisers, you know, Harley types, stereotypical Harley types. They'll get together, a whole bunch of them, sometimes for a charitable cause, sometimes just to get drunk. But what they'll do is they'll pick like five places to stop, depending on the length of the poker run. They'll start out at one place, and they will throw in like $5, $10 or whatever for the buy-in. Sometimes they'll do $5 per card or $1 per card or something like that, but at every location, they will draw one card. And at the end of the run, they will, you know, you have your cards and you put them together to see what the best, or, you know, well, they see who has the best hand. And then whoever has the best hand, if it's a charity run, they get like half the pot. A regular poker run, then they use it to, or they give it to the winner, and, you know, he usually buys rounds for everybody because everybody's got to get drunk. But it goes to play into one of the stereotypes of Harley riders and whatnot, where they buy this bike that can go, that is designed to go a couple 100 miles comfortably in a day or a couple hours, and then all they do is go to the nearest bar, have a couple drinks, go to another bar that's really close, have a couple drinks, and they just do that instead of going on long trips. Now, they will go on the occasional long trip, but still, it's I just find it laughable that they buy these bikes that are designed to go long distances and they don't. So my first poker run was interesting, to say the least. I had been riding motorcycles for 4 days, and I was actually breaking the law whenever this guy found me to invite me onto this poker run. I was only on my permit, and I had to drive to the nearest bank that would cash this check because I was broke, and it was in the next town, I think Salina, Kansas, and I was in Fort Riley. So here I am busting ass down the fucking interstate, down I-70, as fast as I could fucking go. And I mean, I had actually lane split one time. I didn't know what it was then, but I had actually lane split between a bus and a semi, which is sketchy as fuck at 70 mile an hour. Now, I did that because I was almost out of gas and it was time for the bank to close. So if I'd have gotten all the way out there, I would not have made it back. So I go and I cash the check, and the check was actually from when I got the bike. I had a four-wheeler that was brand new and traded it for a 93 Yamaha ZR 600 because of some stuff going on with my squad leader and my shoulder and stuff. It was a whole big thing. So I'm going out to Salina, Kansas. I get to the bank, cash the check. It was like $1,200 check, and I'd gotten it because they had paid me that much over. You know, I got the bike and the check because the four-wheeler was worth more than the bike, and worked out a pretty good deal. So on my way back, I'm filling up with gas, and I'm sitting there on my little fizzer, on my first fizzer, first ever motorcycle. Like I said, I've been riding for 4 days, and this guy comes up, this, you know, typical Harley biker or whatever, but he's not on a Harley. He's got his do-rag, his chaps, and all that stuff on, his sleeveless, or his rolled up sleeve button-up, denim button-up with fucking leather vest on. No helmet, sunglasses, and a long-ass beard. Rolls up to me, or rolls up to the pump on a Yamaha Virago 250. At the time, I didn't know shit about bikes. So I'm like, oh, that's a nice bike. You know, there's a cruiser, you know, I thought it was a Harley at first, because, you know, I didn't know shit about bikes at the time. The dude sits there and he comes up to me and he goes, hey, that's a pretty nice looking bike. And I'm like, thanks. He goes, I said, yours isn't bad, you know. He goes, well, it's not mine, you know, mine's in the shop, you know, Harley. Hashtag Harley problems. So anyway, he sits there and he says, you know, he asked me, he says, what are you doing? Like, what you got going on today? And I'm like, I ain't got nothing going on, really. And he sits there and he says, well, you want to go on a poker run? And I look at him and I'm like, well, what the fuck's a poker run? And he tells me and everything. He didn't actually tell me. He just said, oh, don't worry about it. It's a lot of fun. You should come with us. And I said, what kind of bikes are going to be there? But I didn't know much about bikes, but I did know about the stereotypes. I said, well, what kind of bikes are going to be there? And he says, Harleys, choppers, stuff like that. And I'm like, so are there going to be any sport bikes there? Because I know how this stuff works. And he says there might be a couple, just as long as I don't do anything stupid. And I told him, I said, I've only been riding for 4 days, so this is basically just going to be practice for me to even know a little bit on how to ride. It's my antifreeze. Is that the Grum? Keith Grum, are you leaking antifreeze? Oh wait, you don't have antifreeze. Huh? So I decided to go on the poker run, and we go and we meet up at the poker run. There are like 160 cruisers and choppers there. I'm like, you motherfucker, you invited me to a fucking poker run with nothing but cruisers. There was one other sport bike, and it wasn't really even a sport bike. It was an old SV 650 or something. What was it? It was an old Honda, like somewhat sport bike, but like the 70s, like something Steve McQueen would have ridden. And by like the third or fourth stop, they're all calling me a fucking liar. They're like, hey, how long you been riding? I'm like, 4 days. And they're like, you fucking lying sack of shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not lying, I swear. I promise, don't hurt me, don't rape me, please. Well, they were actually complimenting me because of my maturity on the bike. And I'm like, that's not maturity, that's inexperience. So yeah, they were complimenting me and everything, and yeah, it was a fun day. It was really fun. I ended up doing like 300 or 400 miles that day, by myself, including the poker run. The poker run was like 120, 130 miles. It was a fun day. It was a fun experience. I've been on plenty of poker runs and charity runs since then. I try to do charity runs all the time. I got like a pimple right here that fucking sucks. I don't even know if it's a pimple. It might just be an ingrown hair because I had to trim underneath. Ow! That was my ass! I can't get the good standing angle yet. Get your motor running. As far as my outlook on poker runs and stuff, I've got nothing against them. I don't mind going on them. The only problem I have is when they do nothing but drink on them. They get belligerent and stuff. Oh gosh, traffic patrol. When I can pass people on the Grom. I mean, the speed limit is like 45 or 50 on this road. Why is that Pontiac angled? Oh, that Pontiac's going to go straight in the left turn only lane. Told you. Oh, look at you crossing lanes. That's a long ass black mark. You're like 13 years old over there puffing on that cigarette like you know what you're doing. You ain't even inhaling, boy. You dumb. And I got your dumb ass crossing the line on the fucking turn like you're all fucking racing and shit. And they're gonna speed up. What the fuck are you doing? Pay attention to the road. Look, you're on the fucking line. I don't know how fucking wide your damn car is. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're turning. Pay fucking attention. Damn. That's gonna do it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, rate, comments, fucking bumps. Don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.